Hello, my beautiful people. It's your girl, Salty Candy, and welcome back to the Salty Candies podcast. These are my miles to heal. Today, I'm opening my heart for real. We are going to be here for a while. So I want you to get comfortable. If you're driving, settle in. If you're at home, grab a coffee or a tea. Winter is here. And let me tell you, this season hits different when you live on the road.
Real stories, raw feelings, and miles of truth. This is Salty Candy, and you're riding with me.
Yes, this season hits different when you live on the road. It hits your body, your mind, and your spirit. I want to talk about the strength today. I want to talk about the fire that keeps us moving even when the world is frozen. Because when you are out here, alone in the cab, you learn one thing very fast. Nobody is coming to save you, but you are strong enough to save yourself. Let's start with the road itself. When you're a truck driver in winter, everything feels different. From far away, the roads looks peaceful. The snow looks soft, but when you are actually behind the wheel, driving on ice, it is a whole other world. Winter doesn't care who you are. It doesn't care if you're tired. It doesn't care if your body hurts. It doesn't care if you cried last night or if your heart is breaking. Winter just shows up and says, deal with me. Sometimes the snow is so white it hides the danger. Sometimes the road is so quiet you can hear the wind talking. And sometimes it feels like the road is talking back to you. You know, today is one of those days that reminds you how small you are out here on the road. I was somewhere in the middle of nowhere, long time ago. North Dakota, snow blowing sideways, ice hiding under everything, and before I knew it, my truck slid. I lost control. And just like that, I end up in a ditch on some side road that barely shows up on the map. For a second, I just sat there. Not scared, just trying to understand what happened. It was -8 degrees outside. Quiet, no cars, no towns, nothing but cold air and a sky full of snow. It took 7 hours to find me. 7 hours because the only cop on duty was 90 miles away from where I landed. 90 miles, that's how empty this area is. But you know what? I wasn't really scared. Because even in the middle of all of that nothing, people show up one by one. Strangers on that lonely road stopped to check up on me. Some brought me water, some brought me hot cocoa, some made sure to have fuel in my truck so I could stay warm. They didn't know me, they didn't have to help, but they did. And that's what kept me calm. Out here, kindness travels faster than fear.
So this is my current situation. Stuck in a ditch.
Hours went by, and finally, just past midnight, the cop reached me. Cold, tired, but thankful. Thankful that I was alive. Thankful that people still care. Thankful that even on the roughest night, God sent the right people my way. But don't get me wrong, it feels like gambling with your life sometimes. You can do everything right. Drive slow, check your tires, check your mirrors. And you can still slide, you can still lose control. But here I am, hands on the wheel, eyes on the road, breathing slow. I catch myself saying, okay girl, breathe, you got this again. Some people would think it's crazy to love the cold, but out here in the middle of nowhere, there is a peace to it. I love watching the mountains turn blue, then white, then gold as the sun comes up. Even with the storms, even in the fear, I love it. It may not be so much the cold, but the driving. I love the driving. People often ask me about my schedule. I have to laugh because my days don't have a schedule. My nights don't have a schedule. I sleep when I can. I eat when my body says fit me. I rest when the road becomes too much. Some days I sleep at 6 in the afternoon. Some days I wake up at 2 in the morning. I don't know what day of the week it is half of the time. I just know if the sun is up or down. And then there is the pain. Let me talk about something real. Let's talk about fibromyalgia on the road. If fibromyalgia was visible, this is what it would look like. Fibromyalgia is a pain most people never see. On the outside, I look normal. But inside, it feels like my muscles are burning and my bones are made out of glass. On flare-up days, even climbing into the truck feels like a battle. My knees stab, my shoulders feel heavy, and the first step into the cab hits like lightning running up my legs. And winter makes it all worse. The cold gets into my joints like sandpaper grinding from the inside. My fingers go stiff, my hips lock, and the wind feels like it's cutting straight through my bones. Some people don't know what it feels like to wake up and your whole body is on fire. To be in pain even when you're sitting still. To feel every bump on the road deep in your bones. Some morning, honestly, I don't want to move. My legs are heavy. My back is burning. Even breathing hurts sometimes. But the road doesn't wait. The job needs to get done. So I push. I drive with pain. I drive with tears. I drive with a kind of strength I didn't even know I had until I was forced to use it. My spirit refuses to sit down. Life has taught me that pain means you are still alive. Pain means you are fighting, so I drive. But let's talk about something else. Let's talk about practical stuff, the survival stuff. Eating on the road in winter is a struggle. Sometimes the cold hits you so deep you don't even feel hungry. Sometimes you're just too tired to chew. Sometimes the options at the truck stops are just trash, and you know it's going to make you feel worse. Preparation becomes survival. If I don't plan, I don't eat. If I don't eat, I don't have energy. And out here, we need energy. But you know what? Strength is also knowing when to stop. This is a lesson I learned the hard way. There are nights when the storm says, not today. When the wind is blowing the truck sideways and my hands are shaking, that is when I have to listen to God and listen to the road. I stop. I find a hotel. I get warm. I get clean. And oh boy, that shower hits different when you've been freezing all day. That bed feels like a blessing. When I finally get to a room, the water washes off the fear, the stress, the call. For a moment, I'm just a human being again, not a trucker, not a warrior, just a tired woman who needs to sleep. Rest is not weakness. Rest is preparation for tomorrow. But I want to shift gears a little bit. I want to talk about the heart. People think being alone in the truck is peaceful. And it is. There are no voices, no expectations, just me, the road, and God watching over me. But sometimes that silence is loud. When you are alone for hours looking at the white line on the road, every emotion hits you at once. You think about the people who came into your life this year. You think about the people who left. There's a certain kind of heartbreak that hits deeper than any breakup. It's the moment you realize someone you cared about, someone you trusted, wasn't who you thought they were. That feeling of betrayal cuts sharp. It's like your whole world shifts for a second and you start replaying everything, every laugh, every conversation, every promise, and suddenly it all hits and feels different. This year felt like clean house. People I thought were solid fell away. People I thought would clap for me stayed silent. People I believed in showed me their real faces. And it hurts. It hurts to realize you were loyal to someone who was never loyal to you. It hurts to see how easily they let you go. But here's where the truck comes in. Out on the road, in the quiet, I finally had a space to feel it, to accept it, and to let it go. This year was heavy. Some people hurt me. Some taught me. I gave my heart to people who didn't care enough to stay. I had days where I cried myself to sleep in the sleeper cab. I asked myself, why do the good ones always suffer the most? But the road taught me something. You don't need a crowd to be strong. The silence fixes you. It's painful, but it heals you. Maybe God removed those people because they were blocking your blessings. Maybe the hurt was the lesson. Life has a way of breaking you just to rebuild you. I learned to trust myself. I learned that I am my own best friend. But you know what? Even with the pain and the heartbreak and the cold, I look out the window and I still see beauty. Winter is hard, but it is beautiful. Sometimes the snow looks like diamonds scaring across the pavement. Sometimes the mountains look like they are floating in the clouds. Sometimes the sky is so blue it feels like it was painted just for me. Those moments remind me that life is still good. I'm still here. I'm still moving. And I realized something that changed my mindset. No matter how hard my year was, there is always someone out there fighting a harder battle. Gratitude hits you in the quiet moments out here on the road. It's not always the big things. It's the simple blessings that reminds you how lucky you really are. There's been so many times I pull into rest areas and see drivers standing outside their trucks in the freezing cold, hood open, engine dead, hands shaking. They look tired, so defeated. And in that moment, watching them struggle, I felt this wave of gratitude hit me hard. I walked back to my truck, turned the key, and when the engine hummed to life, it felt like a blessing all by myself. Out here, you learn to appreciate the little things. The heat blowing on your face after hours in the cold. An engine that starts when you need it to. A work phone so you can call your family, hear the familiar voice. Remind yourself you're not alone. A warm seat, a full tank, a safe place to park. And those things don't feel small anymore. That's why every time I see someone else struggling, I'm reminded that even on my hardest days, I still have so much to be thankful for. The road teaches you that. The miles humble you. Gratitude keeps you going. There is always someone praying for the things I already have. That keeps me going. That keeps me hopeful. Every mile reminds me of how far I've come. So we are coming to the end of our ride today. But before I go, I want to talk directly to you. To anyone listening today who feels tired, cold, hurt, or alone, I want you to know something. You are stronger than what you think. Your harder days don't define you. Your pain doesn't control you, and your story is not over. You survive things people don't even know about. You carry pain that wasn't even yours, and you are still here. I want you to imagine I'm holding your hand right now. Just for a moment, you're not alone. I know some days feel heavier than you think you can carry. Some morning it feels like the world is pressing down on you, and every step forward is a battle. But I want you to hear this. Keep going, day by day. You don't have to fix everything at once. You just have to take the next step. One step, then the next. One sunrise, then the next. The winter may be cold, the nights may be long, and the road may feel endless. But spring is coming, and with it, the warmth, the light, the new beginnings. Whatever you're facing now, it is not forever. You're stronger than you think. So breathe. Let it out. Keep moving. Keep trusting yourself. Keep fighting. The miles you're walking or driving or surviving are carrying you towards something better. And one day soon enough, you look back and you see just how far you've come. You got this. I promise. If I can keep going on this winter road with my body hurting and my heart healing, you can keep going in your life on your own. Take it slow. Take it day by day. Trust your journey. You are a fighter. Don't let anyone take your glow. Thank you for riding with me today. Thank you for listening to my miles, my thoughts, and my heart. If today's episode touched you, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Tell someone who needs to hear this, and come back next week for another journey on the road. Stay safe, stay warm, stay strong, and keep driving towards your better life. My name is Salty Candy, and this is Salty Candy's podcast. Don't forget, these are my miles to heal.